So the first thing we'll be doing is going in with the shade Peanut Butter, which is that orangey brownish type of shade. We'll be applying that with our Sigma E40 blending brush. We'll gently sweep that into the crease. And like always, you don't want to go in with all the product at once. You kind of want to build it as we go, just because it's easier to add product little by little than to take away product if we add too much. The next thing we'll be doing is going into the Shadow Couture Wool Traveler palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and we'll be dipping into this shade right here called Morocco. It is a deeper brownish tone red shade. And I'll just be adding that lower in the crease using an even more tapered blending brush. Now this brush comes with the Cali Peach palette, but if you don't have this brush, I believe a similar dupe to this is the Morphe M441 brush. And we are just going to steadily build this, making sure not to take it too high. Now the next thing we'll be doing is dipping into this Fudge shade down here. It is a deep brown shade, and we'll be applying that with that same tapered blending brush. We're going to apply it almost in the same area that we applied that Fudge or that Morocco shade. Now one of the tricks I like to do when I feel like I'm not getting enough payoff with that shadow is to use my finger. Alright, so next we'll be going back in with that same Anastasia palette, and we'll be dipping to the shade Noir. Now I feel like I might go in with my finger first just to see how that looks, and then if a brush is needed we'll go with that. And I would really recommend going slow with this, just because you don't want to bring this black up too high. Now I'm just going to go back in with that Fudge shade, and we're going to blend out the edges of the black. Now after that portion is done, we'll be doing the fun part. I'm going in with the NYX Cosmetics Vivid Brights Liner in the shade Vivid Sapphire, and we will be applying that as a liner to both of our eyes. It is a very intense blue shade. Alright, after we've got the liner on, we're going to wait for it to dry momentarily, and then we'll be going in with this Urban Decay Heavy Glitter Liner in the shade Spandex. It is a very beautiful, intense blue shimmering shade, and we're going to overlay that blue liner with this. Now the next thing I'll be doing is going in with Tarte Shape Tape and a flat shading brush, and I'm going to go ahead and clean up the liner. Now I've gone ahead and moisturized and primed my face before I started my eye makeup. I used my Origins Hydrating Skin Mask, and I paired that with the Makeup Forever Hydrating primer, and that's because I'm very dry. And I find that those help, and also we are going in with a very mattifying primer today, so that's also like helping my skin. So we'll be going in with Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 322 Warm Honey, and I'll be applying that with my trusty beauty blender. What I like to do is just pour some onto the butt of my beauty blender and go in directly to the face with it. Alright, once that foundation is blended out, we'll be going in with our Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Tan. This is my holy grail go-to concealer, and it is very full coverage, so it works very well with this kind of anti-spraying makeup look. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that onto my highlighting points. These are the specific spots on the face that you would like to bring forward. And we're going to go ahead and blend that out with the Beauty Blender. Now after that is done, the next step is to go ahead and set the face. Now I wouldn't overdo it with the powder just because the foundation is very mattifying. I'm going in with the Nye Banana Powder, and I'm going to be applying that all over my face. I always start underneath my eyes just because that is the place that I crease very quickly. And I also like to really deeply set my smile lines because I crease and make a lot of facial expressions, so, you know, and also my forehead. Because once again, I make a lot of facial expressions. Now we'll just wait a little bit and then go ahead and dust away the powder. I like to use a fluffy facial brush. This is one from e.l.f. And I like to work in soft circular motions in order not to displace the foundation underneath. Alright, so since this is an anti-spraying makeup look, I'm going to go ahead and dip into the contour shade Havana from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a much stronger contour than I'm used to, and we will be applying that to the face using a Morphe MB35 brush. This is my holy grail brush when it comes to applying contour. And we're just going to make a slight crooked face like this to get that contoured look. This also helps find the cheekbone. And I like to work in kind of circular motions, working upwards at the back of the cheekbone and not bring it up as high at the front. We're also going to add this to the jawline and hairline. Alright, we're going to go back in with that tapered highlighting brush from Sigma that we used to dust away the powder on the face, and I'm going to go ahead underneath where we contoured just to slightly sharpen it up. I didn't add any powder to the brush or anything. This is just whatever powder is left over from dusting it away from the face. And only because I feel like this makeup look is going a little bit too cool tone, I'm going to go ahead and dip into the shade Corallina from Milani. And I'm going to be applying that with that face brush. And since I feel like this look calls for a like kind of cool toned highlight, I'm going to be dipping into the Sundipped Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills and into the shade Tourmaline, which is a like champagne-y taupey kind of shade. And I'm going to be using the Anastasia A23 brush. And we'll be just adding that to the Cupid's bow. Next, I'm going to go in with the lips before finishing up the eyes. I'm going in with Colourpop's Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Embellish. This is a very deep, deep chocolate brown. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and highlight the inner corners using that same shade that we used to highlight the face, Tourmaline. And I'm going to pop that right in. So in order to finish up the eyes, I'm going to be going in with a Morphe M508 brush. This is a very, very small, flat shading brush. And I'm going to be dipping into the shade Fudge from that Shadow Couture World Traveler palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to apply that shade as close to the lash line as possible. And then I'm going to apply the shade Noir right on top. And then going in with a tiny more of a denser brush, like a denser shading brush, I'm going to be dipping into the shade Morocco. And I'm going to blend out the outer edges of the shade that we just added to the lower lash line. Now I will be going off camera to add my lashes, and I'll be back to show you the completed look. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing this anti-spring makeup tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos. I post every Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.